Yeah, I made it before the game started today. Hopefully everyone's doing well. Uh, Tigers play the Rangers. Why not get baseball? Oh, never mind. All right, there we go. It's good. I was going to say, what the hell? All right, we're just waiting for everything to get going here. Tigers play the Rangers. Holton will start for the Tigers because it's a bit of a bullpen day. It'll be Nemo, McCutcheon, Seager, Young, Berger, Carter, Duran, Smith, and Higashioka. Nemo deleted off. How's everybody doing? It's so loud. Let me refresh this to make sure we're all caught up. And Holton steps in, ready to face Nemo, however you say it. And ball one. They should challenge that. Nope. Okay. Ball one. What's up, Daniel? Yeah, Pistons just advanced, too. It's a good day to be a Detroit fan. What's up, Tesla? And that'll be swing and a miss. It's 1-1. All right, good start. Need a couple more. Make quick work. My big return from a couple days off. My hiatus is over. And that'll be a swing and a miss. It's 1-2. And here's the 1-2. That'll be ball 2. 2-2 count on the leadoff hitter, Nemo. Holton, the starter for today's game. He's the opener. We're probably going to have a bullpen day. Yeah, we have. But that's nothing new for this team, and they tend to play well when their backs are put against a wall like this. They're a very chippy, scratchy team. By the way, last pitch was fouled off. It'll remain 2-2. And that's going to be a base hit. Well, that's not a good start. Rangers are off to a steroid-using start to the game. All their players are on roids. By the way, if you haven't done so, consider dropping a like, help out the stream, get some people in here. But yeah, the injuries have been pretty bad. However, I feel like there have been a lot of injuries this last week across baseball. I feel like we're not the only team that has suffered. Yeah, I know. Him being on the Rangers right now is weird. Here's McCutcheon. Ball 1. What's up, Jacob? Good luck to your team today. You have to play a juggernaut in the Pistons, though. We're about to shit all over you guys. So maybe you want to lose. Did he go? No. 2-1. Or 2-0, rather. Good luck. Pistons won their game just a little bit ago. Yeah. Here's pitch. That's a strike. Now it's 2-1. Yeah, it was a good game. Nice to see the Pistons keep winning. Here's the 2-1. And that'll be ball 2 or ball 3. 3-1 now. I mean, those are objectively probably balls. There's a reason we didn't challenge them. And Dingler is one of the better challenging catchers in Rogers is catching. That's why. 3-2. That ball 3 pitch would have been challenged. That's 100% certainty. with Dingler, but I didn't realize Dingler or Rogers was catching tonight. Are we off tomorrow, or do we play? If we're home again, we probably aren't off. We'll probably have a team come in. Full count, though, after a foul ball, or yeah, whatever. 3-2. And that should be plenty of... Hey, Perez made a nice play. Routine fly out. He just didn't lose it. Host Bo Sox? I don't want to watch the fucking Boston Red Sox. One of the worst teams in baseball. Oh, we're hosting them. Oh, I was like, wait, I don't want to watch the Red Sox. I don't want to switch over to the Red Sox game. Why would I want to? And then you're like, no, that's who we play. Okay. Oh, and Skubal starts tomorrow. Have they been playing better, or are they still really bad? I see they lost to Houston today, so never mind. My question's been answered. That's in there for a strike. It's 0-1. I'll be able to do pretty much every game going forward for a while. Rare hits and misses, or rare misses every so often, of course, but for the most part, I should be around. Yeah, I have Peacock, so I'm able to watch. And here's the 1-2. Or the 1-1, rather. Now it's 1-2. Okay, so they've been playing poorly. That bodes well for us. Anyway, here's Seager with a 1-2 count. He's not that great against lefties. And he strikes out swinging 1 away, or 2 away. Now up is Josh Young. No relation to the Tigers' Jace Young, believe it or not. Just very similar names. Did you know that Corey Seager is the grandson of music legend Bob Seger? Fun fact. I bet you didn't know that. You learn something every day watching this. Yeah, by the way, people only do the brother thing when people... sometimes they do it just because they got the same last names. It doesn't actually mean sometimes that they're brothers, you know. It doesn't actually sometimes mean anything. Anyway, the Tigers are going to go get Brendan Hannafy now to pitch this game. They get what they needed out of Holton, and here comes the new guys. Yeah, Jace got sent down for Zach Short. Is he playing today? No. He's just on the roster. We don't really need him against a right-handed pitcher, though, you know? By the way, it's a commercial break for a pitching change here in the top of the first. Be prepared for a lot of random pitching changes by Detroit today. I'm surprised we didn't have a singular other starter we could have called up to make this start today. You know what I mean? It seems weird to tax the bullpen like this. When we could have probably just like called up a temporary starter. We must not have any on the 40-man roster that are able to go. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know why we're burning the bullpen like this right before. I mean, Boston's sucks. I mean, objectively. And we get Skubal, who should eat up 6-7 innings. Valdez can eat up 6 or 7 innings. And then who the fuck knows what Jack Flaherty's going to do? Probably nothing. I don't know. And apparently, Troy Melton did start his rehab down in Single A, or he has one coming up. Yeah, McKinstry will be back, I think, probably for the Boston series. I would have to imagine. He homered the other night, so I'm guessing he's pretty close to being ready to go. Anyway, swing and a miss. Here's Young to take on Hannafy. Whenever I see Jake Berger's name, all I can think of is the Burgermeister from what was that? Year Without a Santa? Is that the one I'm thinking of where it's got the Heatmeister and the Burgermeister? I really enjoy that movie. It's 0-2, by the way, after a foul ball by Young. Forever Young. Oh, I hate that pitch. And a base hit into right field. I didn't like that location. It was up and away. Or just kind of up over the middle. I knew where that was. I could have had a base hit there, and I'm not even good at hitting. See, look at this. Beep. That's an easy hit. I don't know why you don't just try to get him to chase on an 0-2. See, Young is kind of a free swinger. You can get him to chase. They've been showing all series that they're chasing. 0-1. How the fuck is this so far behind all of a sudden? Oh, Hanafy's working fast. All right. 0-2. Fouled away. Oh, shit. That was almost a 3-run shot. Here's the Burgermeister. Oh, yeah, sometimes 0-2 confuses me when pitchers are ahead 0-2 and they just throw either pitch. Yeah, I know. I would never throw it. Like, he's ahead 0-2 right now. This next pitch should just be down and away because they've been after that all series. That was a good pitch. I mean, he missed terribly. I wish that would have been. See, he was going to swing at that shit. Did you see the way the hitter lunged at that fucking ball? He was like, oh, don't swing at it. Like, you could see that he was going. If that would have been like where this white line is located, that probably would have been a strikeout. See, he just chased the low ass pitch. I'm telling you, these guys are really aggressive swingers. Throwing a pitch in the zone 0-2 is reckless against these guys. 1-2. Take advantage. I'm sure they will. You know what I mean. You know, what do I know? Federer knows what he's doing better than I. The only thing I disagree with Federer about, like on a fundamental level, is his. Because that's a Jake Rogers got hit in the dick. That ball just went into Jake's. I'm glad he looks, and he strikes out the Burgermeister, and we'll head to the bottom of the first. Good job by the bullpen there to leave 2 on. So Tigers come up now, bottom of the first. It'll be McGonigal, Vierling, Keith. McGonigal, Vierling, Keith, Green, Torkelson, Carpenter, Perez, Lee, and Rogers. By the way, if you haven't dropped a like yet, consider doing so. It does help out the stream, gets more people in here, yada, 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 so on and so forth. Excuse me. Yeah, it sometimes confuses me when pitchers. All right, about that, yeah. If you guys could leave a like, though, I'd appreciate it. It would also stop a curse I'm about to lay on all the non-like leavers. Let's see, what curse should I enlist? Last time I cursed people who didn't leave a like with pepperoni nipples. A very serious affliction. I'll curse everybody who don't leave a like with pickle feet. Your feet will pickle a little bit, and it'll be disgusting. And everyone will be like, "Oh, there's pickle feet guy," and you'll have to run away like Cindy in Scary Movie 1 after she confronts Bobby when Bobby gets out of jail, and she like, "Ah," and runs away like a crazy lady. I'm very excited for Scary Movie 7. I'm a Tigers fan. I also like the Padres. I'm hoping so, Tussle. I'm hoping so. They did good last night. They kicked the shit out of these dudes. It was a good win. You're an Astros fan? You guys are rebuilding a fit. Do you think you'll trade Jose Altuve at the deadline to Detroit if you guys are still bad? Oh shit! I just leaked what I think might happen at the deadline this year. If Altuve can play DH, we may have to come get him because we don't have anyone who can hit right-handed pitching. And if that dude is hitting worth the fuck, he may be the perfect player for us to go get. Plug him right in at DH, have him play a little bit of first. You know, whatever he can still do. I don't know what of much, but we're gonna need some right-handed bats, and you guys may be a good team to trade with. I think the Tigers will win this game. I think in the next 3 months we'll see. The Tigers popped out immediately. I think over the next 3 months we'll see the Tigers rise to the best team in the American League over the next 3 months, based on everything I'm looking at. Tigers aren't going to keep getting unlucky with the at bats. You're starting to see it with Riley Green, for example, who's had since April 10th, Riley Green has a 454 OBP. And it's not because he's suddenly hitting the ball more. It's more like the ball isn't going directly at a guy. It's or just robbable on a home run level. 0-1 here on Veerling. It's like this weird thing was happening to every one of the hitters, by the way. Torkelson was doomed for a minute. That'll be fouled away again. It'll be 0-2. With one away in the bottom of the first. Veerling takes time. So, I don't know. I think the Tigers will be very good once things kind of level out and it warms up. For whatever reason, this team does not play well in the cold at any point. Last year was kind of an anomaly. And that'll be ball one. Nice take. Plus, I also think we're about to get Melton back, and he's a very top-of-the-line pitcher. Eventually, I think Casey Mize will come back. And then we're loaded with talent at pitching. We have Kiter Montero, who can pitch really well. And that'll be a strikeout, 2 away. Down goes Veerling. Do need right-handed batters, though. That we do. Here's Colt Keith with 2 away. Has he homered yet this year? I don't think he has he? Trying to think. I don't think he has. Anyway, here's the first pitch in there for a strike. So 1 on Colt Keith. Yeah, he hasn't homered yet this year. 326 average, 6 homer, 760 OPS. Slugging percentage isn't that bad for no home runs. It's in there for a ball. It's 1-1. Is that a 400 slug done? Little low. For as big as he is, you'd think he'd hit better. Or for more pop. But however, it's kind of the who am I thinking of? Who's that dude that hits the ball every at bat? Luis Ariz. He doesn't ever strike out. He strikes out all the time. That's not what that's whatever. But Keith is kind of a similar phenotype of player to that, as he seems to be developing, where it's not going to be oh, here's a 25 homer a year guy for whatever reason. And he just, that was a really clear strike. I don't know why he sat there looking. We'll head to the top of the second. It'll be Carter, Duran, and Smith. Carter, Duran, and Smith. 7-8 or 6-7-8 here for the Rangers. 0-0, top 2. No. Yeah, we're up at 15 likes. That's a lot of people who aren't going to get the curse. You want to know what the curse is? It's pickle feet. I may even sprinkle in the pepperoni nipple curse. I don't know. It's pretty funny. By the way, you don't want to play with me. I may have magic powers. I one time predicted that this guy Ven will get sick because he was hating, and then 3 days later he was in the hospital. He had AIDS. No, I'm just playing. Ven, he had a really bad flu that like popped up. He didn't actually go to the hospital. He's fine in a couple days. He just got the flu. It was like right during flu season. So Tigers 10, Rangers 1. I hope you're right. I'm taking it you're not a big Rangers fan, as someone who likes the Astros. They're probably your ops, right? By the way, I also think you guys are going to turn it around and be right around the playoff picture when the year ends. However, I wouldn't be surprised if my dark horse pick of the year actually turns out to be a valid one. Before the season began, my dark horse pick to make the playoffs were the Oakland A's, or the Vegas A's. Where are they at right now? What's their fucking record looking like? White Sox being 16 and 18 is a pretty good thing for me, too. I predicted they could be around the playoff. 18 and 16 A's. That's a pretty good prediction so far, isn't it, on the A's? Got to give me some credit on that shit. So far, it looks like my dark horse pick is looking pretty good. Both of them really don't look bad. The White Sox or the A's as potential wild card teams. And I figured that if the AL West wasn't good, that the A's had a good shot at stealing it. Yeah, the Yankees-Dodgers, pretty standard to hit the good teams. But I just felt it in my bones that the A's may be a good team this year. And I didn't see a lot of people going, yeah, the A's could be a playoff team this year. I went, I don't know, they could. They have an unbelievable young offense. Strike one to Carter. Right away, he goes right after him. Nice first pitch. Right at the bottom of the strike zone. That's an obnoxious pitch to Swinger let go. Gets fooled on the second pitch. It's 0-2. Carter has no idea what's going on. Yeah, you got to be careful with this guy. He's got a 611 OPS and a 170 average. If he gets a hold of it, he's jacking the shit out of it. Ball 1-2. You know what I mean? When you kind of like look at numbers and shit like that. 2019. Well, what year did we lose 120 games? Was that 19? 20? One of those years we lost 100 and like, I think we set the record for losses twice. You can call it 2003. That was my first year watching and really wasn't cognizant of how bad they were. But then I watched them in, I think, 2019 when they lost pretty much every game. They were just as bad as the White Sox were like 2 years ago, or last year. But everybody felt like weirdly bad for the Tigers, so they didn't get as much shit. I don't know why. Either way, counts 3-2. Don't want to lose him. That'll be a hit on the ground. Should be an out. And they get the leadoff man one away. Down goes Carter. Now up is Duran. Carter had a good comeback in that, I bet. Here's Duran. Oh, worst single game? I don't know. I don't think like that. I don't know. There's been some pretty bad ones. I've watched too many games. I feel like I've watched well over 3,000 baseball games almost. I don't even know, man. I've watched so much baseball, dude. Probably the worst game I've ever seen was that game where Javi Baez somehow like stole first base off the Pirates. Or I don't even remember, like he stole first, got all the way to like third base somehow, on like a dribbler back to the pitcher that should have been a surefire out. I'll still never forget that play. It was the craziest shit I ever see. I don't think the Tigers were involved, but that was the worst shit I ever saw in baseball. Nothing will ever top that. Maybe some team did some wildly dumb shit, but I still don't understand how the guy just didn't take it to first and touch first. It was like a 2-out like ball hit to the first baseman, kind of. Just go back and touch first, and he like whips it home, and then Javi runs home, and then he gets into a rundown somehow. I don't even understand. That's the worst shit I ever saw, and I can't say that I've ever seen the Tigers do something that dumb. They just sucked for a lot of games before. And that'll be a flyout. All right, nice inning for Hannafy. We'll head to the bottom of the second. It'll be Green, Torkelson, Carpenter. Green, Tork, and Carp do up here in the bottom of the second. No score, 0-0. Hurrah, hurrah. The ants go marching. Commercial break, by the way. So we're waiting for the bottom of the second. Hopefully we see some offense from the Tigers here. We're being perfect gamed right now. This is what we call a jinx, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, Leader's throwing a perfect game through 1. Hopefully he doesn't continue his perfect game against us. 3 up, 3 down. Perfect game so far. That's unbelievable. Rarely do you see perfect games in baseball, so hopefully he doesn't blow his perfect game nor shutout this inning. His complete game, shutout, and perfect game. No hitter, shutout. What do you guys think? Do you think this Rangers offense is designed to handle pitching chaos? No one ever talks at these streams, and it's so boring. You know, people are allowed to talk, not against the rules of YouTube. However, one thing I've learned about Detroit fans is they're very quiet until they have leads, usually. Well, then you don't need to watch. I'm sorry you don't have cable or a Peacock subscription, which is like $3, and can't watch the game. Sucks to be you. Now you're on YouTube trying to find the game for free, not knowing how anything works, and you're like, so fucking sick of running into people just doing this. If you'd have been nice, I'd just tell you how to go watch and find the game for free. They're not going to challenge it. Call it strike 1. It's 0-2. Anyway, it's 0-2. What's up, Aurora? Aurora. That's always a weird word to say for me. I always end up saying it too fast. By the way, it'll remain 0-2. Little battle starting to brew here between Leader and Green. Yeah, Green's heated up. He's one of the best hitters in baseball over the last like 20 games. Nice to see him coming along. 1-2. I have no idea how to get a Tigers game, so I appreciate you for letting listen for free. Yeah, no. If you don't mind paying for the Tigers, I don't know if they're blacked out in Tennessee. I kind of doubt it. I think you can buy Tigers TV, and that's only $20 a month if you can afford it. If not, you could always check out MLB 66. And Riley Green strikes out, one away. He chases one high and out of the zone. One away. Here's Spencer Torkelson. You could always just go to MLB66.ir. I don't know if the game's on there tonight. They sometimes have trouble with the Peacock ones, but MLB66.ir is always a pretty reliable way to watch the games. Sometimes they're not great. That'd be called strike one, but for the most part, they're pretty good. Here's the 0-1 Torque. Called strike two. Don't know why he didn't at least offer it that. I don't know. Must have froze him. Here's the 0-2. Up high ball one. Here's the 1-2. And Torque strikes out, 2 away. Unable to catch up to a high and away fastball. I believe that's what that was. Let's double see. Yeah. Just fucking gunned it by him. You know, in Canada, but I'm lucky to get them on cable sometimes. Yeah, I would imagine the closer you are to Michigan in Canada, that probably helps out quite a bit. Strike one to Carpenter. Two down now here in the bottom of the second of a no-score game. Here's the 0-1. It's 0-2. Fouls it off. At least I think he did. I'm just taking my coat off. Or my. Oh. Try to reveal my gigantic arms to everybody. Make you all insecure in front of your bitches. Here's the 0-2, and he goes down looking. Don't know why he just watched that one. That was pretty clearly a strike. All right, we'll head to the... It's kind of just a big hanging curveball, really. Either way, we'll head to the top of the third. It'll be Higashioka, Nemo, and McCutcheon. That's 9-1-2 due up here for the Rangers. It's a 0-0 game. Top of the third. Coming on up. Coming on up. But yeah, it's a commercial break right now. We just got to wait for things to cross back our way. You guys listen to a lot of Macklemore too? He's my favorite music artist. He's like, I'm going to a thrift store and I got ginger hair from Seattle. I look like a drug addict. I'm like, damn, dude, this guy makes good ass music. Not a big fan of that guy, actually. I don't ever know what to talk about for 2 minutes between the commercial breaks, especially when there's nothing happening in the game. Well, it's like, well, pitcher's duel so far. Pretty standard start to a Tigers game this year. Neither team can really hit for the most part till about the 5th inning or later. If either team ever really figures out how to hit at all. What's up, Chico? Hell yeah, it's always go Tigers. But yeah, once again, Higashioka, Nemo, and McCutcheon. Top of the third, it's a 0-0 score. Tiger is being held to a perfect game at this point. Really, we struck out. We got struck out on the side. Leader struck out the side in the second, so you got 3 strikeouts. If you don't know what that means, so we're being perfect gamed right now, and we've been struck out 5 straight at bats. Not looking great. Hopefully, the second time through the order brings better dividends for us. Either way, top 3. Here's Higashioka to lead it off. Hanafi's still on the mound here in the third. 0-1. Nice pitch. And that'll be popped out. 1 away. I think they're about to pull Hanafi for a lefty here. Especially because the top of the Rangers order is kind of super lefty stacked. Herder will come into pitch for the top for now. Top of the third, we will go to a pitching change. We'll see Brant Herder enter the game to pitch to the likes of Nemo, McCutcheon, Seager, Young. Anyway, bottom or top of the third, quick commercial break for a pitching change. Be right back. I have to piss. All right, I'm back. All right. Sorry about the delay there. Nope. Well, everything's broken now, son of a bitch. I probably sound fucked up, and either way, it's the top of the third. There's 1 away. We're waiting through a pitching change here. Brant Herder will enter the game. They may have a pitching change or hitting. No, never mind. Nemo stepping in to hit with 1 out. The game is back on finally, by the way. Nemo ready to dig in here against the new pitcher, Herder. The Tigers employing pitching chaos. Third pitcher already for Detroit. Here's pitch. Strike 1. Hopefully we can keep this going. Herder's been good this year. He's got a 1.84 or 1.64 ERA. I can't really read the small text from as far away as I am. Ball 1. Missed with that one. Not by much, though. Here's the 1-1 eventually after the timeout. And it's fouled away. Yeah, it's out play. It's 1-2 after a foul ball. It's always fun to have to just like sit there and wait to see if a guy's going to make a play or not. Damn, we're on Sunday Night Baseball again next Sunday. I think you can order it. Because it's just like, if you can get MLB TV, I think it's just like a special version of that. I would Google to make sure. But I don't think it would be free. You have to pay for a subscription to Tigers TV. Anyway, that'll be a strikeout looking. 2 away. Nice job by Herder. Here's McCutcheon. He's always a problem against us. No matter how cooked McCutchen may be against just about everybody else, you know. It's 1-1 on a swing and a miss. Strike 2 looking. 0-2. Oh, 1-2. Sorry, I forgot about the ball. 2 away here in the top of the third. Even with the pitching change this inning, it's shaping up to be a pretty quick one. Top 3, 2 down. No one's scored yet. It's 0-0. It's a 2-2 count after a pitch kind of high and outside. It was just a bit outside. And that'll be popped up in the air right around the second baseman. Hao-Yo Lee makes the play. We'll head to the bottom of the third. It'll be Perez, Lee, and Rogers. Oh, boy. $100, $200, $300, $500. You know, between the three of them, they have a 500 average. If you put all their averages together, it's a 500. How Green is doing? He's 0 for 1 with the strikeout. We've struck out 5 straight at bats. Hopefully somebody decides to get a hit here, but with it being Perez, Lee, and Rogers, who knows how that goes. Either way, bottom of the third coming up. It'll be another commercial break after the quick outs there by Herder. Comes in, takes care of what he needs to take care of. Bottom 3, 0-0. No, I hate commercial breaks. By the way, if you haven't dropped a like yet, consider doing so, especially if you're not chatting or anything like that. It does help out the stream, gets more people in here, helps it do a little bit better, especially if you're not really a chatter or anything like that. You're just kind of listening along. I'd appreciate the likes. Interactions are interactions and kind of help the stream do better. What's up, Johannes? How you doing? Peace and blessings. Watching Mauritius. I don't know what that means. Is that some kind of like pagan deity? That'll be called strike 1. 7, 8, 9 due up here in the top of the third for the Tigers. Perez, Lee, and Rogers. Here's the 0-1. Well, somebody finally got contact, but they grounded out to the second baseman, so 1 away. 1 out now here in the bottom of the third. Tigers still looking for their first base runner today. One sec. I completely misread the word watching or didn't see it because of the way that there's a thing. There's this little heart that blocks up part of the screen and will never go away. And so sometimes I misread things. But hell yeah, man, I'm glad you're watching from all the way out there. Hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully it's good weather and shit out there. Hopefully you're well. Are you a big baseball fan? Anyway, it's 0-2 on Lee here. Lets a ball go by. It's 1-2. One away in the bottom of the third. Tigers being perfect gamed right now. That'll be fouled away. We'll get another 1-2. That'll miss for ball 2. 2-2 now for leader against Hao Yu Lee. And he strikes out. 2 away. Damn, that's 6 strikeouts in 3 innings, or 2 2/3 innings. That's crazy. We're getting fucking dusted. Here's Rogers. He swings and misses. It's 0-1. You're a Braves fan? Oh, shit. Okay. You're from the USA. Got evacuated here due to tensions in certain region recently. Okay. Are you like military? I guess you can't really answer that, I suppose. And Rogers flies out. Well, we've been shut down through 3. We'll head to the top of the 4th already of this game. Top 4, it'll be Seager, Young, and Berger. Seager, Young, and Berger in the top of the 4th. It was 0-0 game. Tigers shut out. Rangers shut out. We'll see how the rest of the game plays. The first third, nothing's happened. Tigers don't do well with fast pitching for some reason. They become very susceptible to swinging at bad pitches. They kind of just let it rip when it's fast. What's up, Lex? Oh, the Cavs Raptors. Have a good night. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, I appreciate the likes. It's very much appreciated. It helps us out. Hey, we have 20 likes. Look at us go. I'm sorry to eat everybody, but I kind of, my stomach was starting to hurt a little bit. I needed to get some like salty food down. When you have a long day of having sex with people's wives and girlfriends, it's very tiring. I've burned a lot of calories today. It's my day job. Not a lot of people can do my day job. It's a tough job. There's a job of just fucking a bunch of dudes' wives and girlfriends. Usually consensually from the husband or boyfriend. They have demanding jobs or tiny dicks. And anyway, we're just waiting for the top of the 4th here. I start losing my mind in commercial breaks. Why isn't the game back on? I just see a pitch was registered. Turn the game out. Come on. Come on. Come on. Okay, it's back on. Swing and a miss. It's strike 1 or fouled away. It's strike 1. All right. So in 2. And Seager strikes out 2 away or 1 away. Now up is Josh Young. Nice job by Herter to strike out the 2 lefties he came into face. Gotten Seager twice now, so that's always a good thing. Yeah, the Tigers in that time period were among one of the worst teams in baseball for a multitude of reasons, really. 1-0. It isn't just they couldn't draft and sign players because they sucked and didn't offer money, blah, 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 blah. And that'll be a nice catch there by Spencer Torkelson, who makes a ranging play out, 2 away. The issue, I think, with the Tigers, and it kind of tracks on a historic level. Whenever there's rampant cheating going on in baseball, one of the worst teams in baseball is always going to be the Detroit Tigers. They were really bad from like 1999 to about 2005. Then they were really bad from about 2018, 17 to about 2021 is when they finally started to turn around. And if you go and check with what 2 scandals were happening at those 2 specific times in the MLB, the steroid scandal and the sticky stuff scandal. Why the Tigers are bad during those times, you may ask? Well, one, as a team, they don't let people cheat. Historically, if you go and look at the Tigers, they probably have one of the squeakiest clean like player like track records, right? They don't really you can't really name. You could probably name the number of Tigers accused of steroids on one hand, and it's literally like Johnny Peralta, and they immediately got rid of him. And really, when Pudge even showed up on them lists, they traded him. What's up, Jake? So when you really stop and think, this is a very clean organization that prides itself on not cheating, playing honest, good baseball. And that's kind of been at like the core of the team, right? That's an identity that as a Tigers fan, you could probably wear as a badge of honor, right? That like, if you really stop and think about it, the Detroit Tigers have almost no controversy in baseball history. It's just like, yeah, oh yeah, you're right. Holy shit. They may be one of the squeaky cleanest franchises with just like weird interpersonal problems with players sometimes. It's just like, yeah, and that's just bad ownership. As a franchise, they've barely done wrong. So, yeah, and that'll be lined at the third baseman. Should be the third out of the inning, and it is. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th. Score remains knotted up at 0. So far, it's been all pitching here in Detroit. We'll see McGonigal, Vierling, and Keith. Top of the order for the Tigers. Let's hope they come around the second time on leader and remember how to hit. Show some patience. Don't chase bad pitches. But once again, back to my Tigers thing about why they were so bad. So, as a very clean team, one thing they weren't going to let players do or sign players in the 90s, or in the late 90s and into the early 2000s was sign the steroid guys or let guys use steroids on their team. So they develop a reputation very, very quickly as a team that won't let you cheat and use steroids. Will any of the good players, I don't know, it would suck. Would any of the good players who are using steroids in that time, which is like 75 to 80% of the league, and almost every single good player, how many of them are going to want to go to the one team in the league, maybe 4, that are like, absolutely not? They're not going to go there. So the Tigers get stuck with a bunch of goody two-shoes players who genuinely suck ass at baseball because all the other good players who can kind of stomach being around cheaters went to the teams with the most cheaters. And the Tigers were left with the scraps of like the most honest dude. Like that's why they're fielding a team of like Bobby Higginson and Robert Fick, fucking Brandon Inge, fucking AJ Hinch, Brad Ausmus. Like these were the guys they had on that team. Like go like Damian Easley. Look up the fucking team. It's like hilarious how bad that team is. And it's like that was the only guys they could really get their hands on, I think, because nobody would come to Detroit because they weren't allowing guys to cheat. Very similarly to the late 2010s, I think one of their biggest problems, other than they were trying to rebuild, was the fact that like they weren't allowing guys to cheat. Pitchers don't want to show up to a team that isn't going to let them use the sticky stuff. Why would they come here when like Cleveland or like Minnesota's offering similar money, but they'll also let you cheat? I'm telling you, this has more of a like plausible standing theory. By the way, we're just waiting for the bottom of the fourth to get underway. It'll be McGonigal, Vierling, and Keith once it's finally. Here we go. You know, I forgot no one's going to respond to anything I just said because nobody talks in this stream. But, you know. And by the way, when you are silent, that is full complacency with everything I say. 1-1. And Joe Biden was the greatest president maybe in my lifetime. Remember, silence is complacency. I'm glad a lot of you guys agree. Obama may have been number 2. The theory of Hillary Clinton, number 3. The theory of Kamala, number 4. Not Abe Lincoln. He was Republican. No. I'm just playing around, by the way. It's 1-2 on McGonigal. He fouls it away. We'll get another 1-2. Remember, silence is agreement. All of you have agreed with all of my statements here this evening so far. The Seahawks cheated and should be stripped of the Super Bowl, and it should be given to the Patriots. I agree. They did cheat. They stole our signs. 2-2. It would be funny if the Seahawks, if it came out Seattle stole our signs and they got stripped of the Super Bowl. I'd be like, damn, dude, they can do that, huh? And that'll be a fly out to left field by McGonigal, 1 away. Now up, Matt Vierling against leader. Man, we're getting fucking pitched down on right now. This is the fanciest camera work I've ever seen a Tigers broadcast do. They're like trying to like film the game through somebody's glasses lens. And I'm like, that's kind of cool. That was like the most artistic shit I've seen one of their camera people do in a while. Anyway, 1-0 to Matt V. By the way, Matty V is the son of Matty Patricia, Matty P. Bet you didn't know that. And you know who his brother is? That's right. Indie singer Matty Healy. Bet you didn't know how talented Matt Patricia's genes are. Uh, 2-1 now, ball. Yeah, it's pretty bad, Ham. No one's doing anything. It's a lot of very shit contact for strikeouts. 1 away. That's what happens when you play a team's bullpen that's usually pretty locked down. When they're locked in, the Tigers are a locked down bullpen team. And leader's kind of fired in right now. Oh, wow, that's cool. There was a guy on the Mets with the same last name as leader before. Are they doing that cringe thing where they're like, you know, that's his dad? It's like, just because they have the same last name, doesn't mean they're related. like Colt Keith, for example. He's related to Toby Keith. That's his grandpa. Well, great, you know, R.I.P. And but everyone's always like, oh, do you know Jay and Josh Young are brothers? Like, no, that's just like a meme, dude, that they just pretend because they played on the same college team. It's not a big deal or something like that. I don't know. It's a running joke. How many people know that Colt Keith is the son of Toby Keith, though, or the grandson of Toby Keith? That'll be changed to a strike, so it'll be 1-2. No, it's 1-1 still. Okay, that was upheld. Or like Riley Green is, or no, hold on. Carrie Carpenter related to Sabrina Carpenter. His uncle is John Carpenter. Sabrina's his sister. You know, everything's related. It would be funny if it came out that like that's his cousin. I'd be like, damn, dude, my joke is no longer funny. And that'll be a flyout. We'll head to the top of the fifth. Top of the fifth coming up now. There's been absolutely nothing going on in this game. There's been just 2 hits, and that's it. Here's the pitching stats so far. Leader's gone 4 innings, giving up 6 strikeouts. That's it. He's got a perfect game through 4. The Tigers have used Holton, Hannafy, and Herter to pitch for a grand total of 4 innings, just 2 hits and 4 strikeouts. Basically the same thing, except instead of 6 strikeouts that the Rangers have and no hits, the Tigers have given up 2 hits and have 4 strikeouts. Everything else, the exact same. Top 5 coming up. We'll see Carter, Duran, and Smith here in the top of the 5th. Carter, Duran, Smith, top 5. 0-0 score. Well, they're twins, actually. See, Soldier, you fall for the easiest propaganda. Those guys are literally for sure identical twins born on like you know Taylor and Tyler Rogers. Just because they pitch the same, like legitimately, people are like, you know, they're twins, and it's like, no, they're not. That's literally just a joke. Like the Muncy twins are actually twins. Not many people know this. He comes from a long line of people born in the Victorian era, and his family has genetic trauma about like having to have a ton of kids. So he's got like 13 other brothers also named Max Muncy, just in case he didn't make it through any kind of childhood illness, like exposure or some shit, whatever they died for, typhoid or some shit in Victorian era Britain when they were babies. The Muncies are twins. They're not 10 years apart. That's liberal media lies. Listen, man, I've never told a lie in my entire life. They call me Rob George Washington. They're like, man, there goes Rob, old Rob Georgie Washington. He would never tell a lie. Legend has it, he doesn't even know how to lie. He throws up. Here's the pitch to start off the 5th, and that'll be a drag bunt that went nowhere. It's 0-1. And it went foul. He might have even missed. I didn't even see where the ball went. I just know that he tried to bunt it there. Carter, Duran, and Smith. Strike 2. Listen, Soldier, I understand people may be related or not, but it's always funnier to take people who aren't related and say that they're related. And then the people who are related, you deny that they're ever related. Like, a lot of people say the Harbaughs are brothers. And that's just cringe, dude. That's literally just an NFL, like, joke. Yeah, Lincoln, Washington didn't tell lies because he cut down the cherry tree and told the truth. I'm just like George Washington. I'm not like Lincoln because I would have solved slavery without a civil war. I'd have just been like, come on. And they'd have been like, oh, that's a good point. And another attempt at it looks like another bunt attempt that didn't go anywhere. It's 0-1. That's how I'd have solved all the slavery. Come on. And everyone would be like, that's a good point. I'm like, come on. They'd have been like, damn, dude, this guy's good. That'll be grounded up over to the shortstop, and McGonigal charges, fires over to first, and makes a nice play. 2 away. Plus, like, Lincoln was a Republican, and I don't like Republicans, so fuck them. It's like the dumbest thing to say. It's like, what? I don't think it's even the same thing, is it? No, probably not. All right. Anyway, here's and that'll be a base hit. I don't know why he threw that right down the middle. Smith gets on with a single into right field. 2 out, 1 on. Smith has a base hit on the ball right down the middle. I really hope we don't have to watch a pitching change. Again. Damn, dude, I feel like there has been... That was the first hit since, like, the first inning. I'm not even kidding. I don't think anything has happened in this game since the first. Maybe the second. No, because that's the third hit. I think both the Rangers' hits came in the first. Other than that, it had just been outs in a row. 1 on, 2 out. Here's the pitch. It's ball 1, way outside. May have been a pitch out. Ball 2. 2-0 now on Higashioka. Kind of seems like, hold on. Kind of seems like they're pitching around Higashioka. It's 3-0. And they walk in ball 4. They pitched around him to go after the lefty-lefty matchup at the top of the lineup. Nemo up to hit now with 2 on and 2 out in the top of the 5th. Let's see if this gamble pays off for Hinch. Ball 1. Fuck. He also may just be getting tired and be missing now, so something to keep an eye on. Rogers goes out to talk to him after 5 straight balls. It's a 1-0 count. Found a way to remain 0-1. Well, now it's 1-2. Did he go? No. Now it's a 2-1 count. All right, now I'm good. Yeah, I mean, he's a young player. Eventually, he's gonna slump out. League kind of adjusted to him. Now he's got to readjust to the league. That's adjusted to him. He'll get there. It's just it's part of the learning process for a young player. Green, Torkelson, and Carpenter. He doesn't get pitched to remotely the same anymore either, though. He kind of figured out what he does well and what he's kind of susceptible to. They're exposing that. Now he has to learn how to work those out of being weaknesses in his game. You can see similar things happen in football with rookies who come out good right away and then suddenly start playing bad in year 2 or later in year 1. It's like, well, the league figured out how to play him, adjusted to him, and now he's not that big a deal. And it's up to the player then to get back to being a big deal by adjusting to what the league did, showing that kind of like next kind of level of progression. that kind of like level of like thought escalation and building a team. At some point, I should turn the light on. But I forgot to pay my electricity bill. So no power anymore. Yeah, Torque hitting 5 bombs in a row is pretty great. Hopefully you can get back on that again. Hit a couple more tonight. We could use them. Sheesh. Green, Torkelson, and Carpenter. Speak of the devil. Hopefully he's ready to go tonight. You definitely use a demon. One sec. I'm not leaving the room. I'm just got to do one thing. All right, we're back underway. It's 1-0 to Green. 2-0 to Green. What's up, D? What's up, Big D? Like like Harry Potter's cousin, Big D. Is that who you're named after? Dudley Dursley. Ball 3 inside. All right, we're on the verge of ending a perfect game right now. Green walks. 3. It's 3-0 in a 0-0 game in the bottom of the 5th. Let's end the perfect game here. All right, perfect game over. Now we're just being no hit here in the bottom of the 6th. Hopefully we can get rid of this stupid ass banner soon. That's on our game right now, I believe. Oh no, it starts next half inning. Really, let's get a big hit here. Let's get a home run right here by Torque. One sec, I'm gonna turn the light on. Let there be light and let there be a Torque bomb here. I see it. Strike 1. So in 1 on Torque. Home run. Damn, he fouled that one away. So in 2. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. So in 2 here on Torque with nobody out and a runner at first. Torque just hit a home run. And that's gone. All right, let's go. Your boy called that one. That's an easy one. And it's 2-0 Tigers. Home run radar back on. I think it's activated. That was an easy call. I didn't even need to call that at bat. I already knew it was going to happen. I could have left the room. I already called it before it even happened. I was like, all right, this is a home run. I'm out. All right, sweet. Tigers take a 2-0 lead on a Torque bomb, his 6th of the year. And the Tigers now go from being perfect gamed here in the bottom of the 5th to a 2-0 lead. And that's what we want to see out of Green and Torque. Get on and homer. 2-0 Tigers. 1 swing. You gotta admit, that was pretty fucking cool to call that. If you watch long enough, you'll find that I have a very eerie nose to home runs. Even for the other team, I know when they're coming. That was a very good at bat by Torque, by the way. He just sat there and waited for a very specific location to take a swing, and Carpenter strikes out on 3 pitches, 1 away. Yeah, they did. Tiger. The Pistons won their first playoff series since 2008. There are a lot of young Pistons fans that just saw their very first playoff series wins, which is crazy. There are adult Pistons fans that just saw their first ever like playoff series win as a Pistons fan. Because 2008's a long time ago. Maybe they were like little kids, like 4 or 5. They don't even remember it. They probably never thought they'd see that shit. 1-0. Cade fucking Cunningham, what a player. 100. What does he got? 107 points in 3 games. Motherfucker said, "All right, I'm gonna win the series, and we could just win the whole thing. That'd be pretty cool. I don't even care if we win it for another 20 years. You win one championship every like 20 years, you're good to go." Plus, you never know if you'll be good again. You know, you just gotta take advantage. We know we should know all too well in Detroit. 1 year could be rather fleeting. And it looks like Perez might. That's gonna be caught. What a play in right field. See what I mean by we keep getting fucking unlucky? Like that's just a good play by like a future potential Hall of Fame right fielder. Like any other fucking player that's down for a triple. We're just unlucky right now, dude. That stayed up just long enough. Was on just the right angle for McCutcheon to get there on a dive. And it's just the right player to be able to make a play like that. Dude, it's just every fucking time for some guys this year. I will say, like, as much as I bitch about Perez, he's been one of the unluckiest dudes I think I've ever saw. Similar to McGonigal, he'd have like 3 more home runs if he quit getting robbed of them. So there are a lot of guys just weirdly unlucky on the Tigers when it comes to the play. It's 0-1 here. By the way, it's 0-2 now from Lee. Tigers up 2 on the Spencer Torkelson home run. Not a single person said a thing about that home run, though, which is crazy. It took us 18 years, but we did it. Yeah. Crazy that no one celebrated the Tigers home run. There's dead silence. Anyway, top of the 6th coming up. I'm going to step out for a smoke here for a little bit. No one's really saying anything, so I'm not really disrupting any conversation. Top 6, McCutcheon, Seager, and Young. Let's hope for a shutdown innings to keep the 2-0 lead into the bottom of the 6th. Top 6 coming up. We'll see if there's a new pitcher brought in. Top 6, 2-0 Detroit. All right, I'll be back in just a moment. What's up, Paul? How's it going? I'll be right back. Stepping out. 1 moment. Oh, that's a double play, but they're going to do a pitching change. So I come right back to a pitching change. They're going to bring in Ricky Vanesco. Don't know if this is a good idea here. But hey, we'll find out. Jace Young will face Vanesco. Yeah, Vanesco comes in after a nice double play ball by Herder. He did good too. 3 1/3, gave up 2 hits, 1 walk, 2 Ks. Not bad. We're in the top of the 6th right now with 2 down, nobody on. Jace Young will come up to hit unless he gets pinch hit, but I doubt it. Vanesco will be the hitter will be the pitcher for the Tigers, rather. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. 2-0 Tigers, top of the 6th. Tigers looking for a quick inning, and so far they've gotten 2 fast outs. Let's see if they can't get the 3rd and get to the bottom of the 6th, add some more runs in. That would be ideal. The more runs, the merrier when you're in a bullpen day. That's the old saying, you know. That's what they say. Who's they? I don't know. They in triple quotations or parentheses. But yeah, anyway. I gave you guys a stat in here. Where is it? Oh yeah, the Tigers lead the MLB in outs of 357 feet, typical home run, and 380 feet plus at 19, which is insane to think that they're that unlucky. As I was saying, they're hitting the shit out of some balls, but they're just going right at guys in some like weird locations where it's just fieldable. Ball 1 inside. Really don't know if this is the right guy to bring in. We'll see though. He was good in AAA. He was called up today. Ooh, that was a nasty pitch. Strike 1. He had 10. It looks like 10 strikeouts, 1 walk. Oh, games. He had 10 games. 28 strikeouts and 4 walks. Pretty efficient numbers. And an error. They throw it up the line. Tork got pulled off the bag. Young reaches on an error. I'm wondering who they're going to give that one to. Should be on McGonigal. Throw's got to be better. Now up his burger with 1 on, 2 out. Hopefully we don't have to pay for that. One of the worst defenses, dude. You were like 19th in total. Strike 1, 2, Burger. Guy's got an unusual delivery. Hey, that's a nice pitch, though. 0-2. This shit's got some nasty movement on it, though. Burger takes time here with 2 strikes. Two down here in the top of the 6th. Runner at first after an error. Surprised that hasn't been ruled an error yet. And that'll be strike 3. We'll head to the top or bottom of the 6th. Nice job by Vanesco to come in and get that out. Should have been a lot quicker, but mistakes happen in defense. Rogers, McGonigal, and Bierling. 9-1-2 for the Tigers. Let's see if they can't get a couple more runs. Bottom of the 6th coming up. It's 2-0 Tigers lead. They've been out hit. The Rangers have out hit the Tigers 5-1, but the Tigers lead 2-0 because the one hit the Tigers have was a 2-run homer. Very efficient hitting by Detroit. Otherwise, that's the whole game. The Rangers have spread around 5 hits and a walk, and the Tigers have 1 hit, 1 walk, and a home run. So basically, they walked, they homered, and that's their entire offense in the bottom of the 5th. Before that, they were being perfect gamed. Been a weird game here in Detroit as we wrap up the series versus the Rangers. Bottom of the 6th coming up. 2-0 Tigers. 9-1-2 for the Tigers. So Rogers, McGonigal, Vierling. Maybe McGonigal makes up for his mistake in the field and hits a home run. Always sucks waiting for the commercials to end. Always feels like it's just never going to happen. But a bit of a pitcher's duel. Only one mistake made really by Leader tonight, and it's led to a 2-run homer. Truly fascinating. I just finished canning up some beef for the weekend. I'll have ground hamburger for a little while until I make some more. Hey, that's good, though. Yeah, you can just pop them open and eat them. That's what the cool thing about canning is, right? Sometimes I feel like teams don't score. What point would the Rangers be trying to prove tonight? Star? Are they mad about something? They like a new coach? Either way, Rogers to hit against Leader here in the bottom of the 6th. Leader is only at like 64 pitches, I think. He's in great shape. He's only had one really mistake. Strike one. Hey, Wendy's? What'd you get from Wendy's? Low loser meal? Fucking roasted, dude. Just kidding. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Come on, Rogers. Do something. Just Biggie Bites and a Frosty. No, I don't know what Biggie Bites are. I haven't had Wendy's in a while. I don't really live right by one. And that'll be a strikeout, 1 away. Rogers chases the ball, and he's down swinging. Top of the order, here's Kevin McGonigal now. Oh, the A's are in first place in the AL West. Well, look at that. And McGonigal comes up and bats it into center field. That's going to get by in the center fielder. That could be a big problem. Oh, that's Jake Rogers, actually. What the fuck? Rogers is going to get around to third. I didn't even know Rogers. I thought he struck out. I guess that was a foul ball. So Rogers has a triple here to start off the bottom of the 6th. I thought that was McGonigal. Center fielder tried to make a diving play, and it just got right behind him. And Rogers got all the way over to third base on that. He turned his burners on, too. He's like, Go. A stand-up triple for Jake Rogers. Feels like all the animal logos are strongest. Maybe. Possible. It's 0-1, though, here on McGonigal. Fouls it away. It's 0-2. He could use a big hit right here. Sack fly. That was a pretty bad miss by Carter, too. The MG bomb coming up is going to be crazy. Pittsburgh scored 17, combined 24. Yeah, I saw that. That's baseball for you. Yeah, both teams used. Hey, that'll be a base hit that gets the run in. Tigers go up 3-0 here on the Kevin McGonigal single. Nice to see from Kevin. And here's Matty V now with one on and still no one out here in the bottom of the 6th. We could be seeing the end of Leader here pretty soon. Tigers get another run here after the leadoff triple for Jake Rogers. Base hit by McGonigal. It's 3-0 Tigers. Roar. That's the noise the Tigers thing makes. It goes roar. If you ever been to a game. Here's a pitch. It's 0-1. Not sure why he swung at that. A little lower, he might have had a nice hit off that pitch, but I don't know why he swung so high. Up high, ball one. 1-1. The sign the Mariners make? I don't know. I've never been to a Mariners game. I only know about the Tiger noise because I've been to the Tigers. And they have a tiger that goes roar every time they score runs. Maybe they play like the sound of like the waves or something. They're like blue 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 blue. Mariners score. Some shit, some dumb shit like that. I don't know. Yankees are mid. I don't really care about them. And Veerling goes down looking, one away. Tigers only got one challenge left, so they can't even really challenge anything. One out. Here's Colt Keith. By the way, it's 0-1. One on, one out. We're in the bottom of the sixth of a 3-0 game, and that's going to be a ground ball. Runner gets over to third. So it's basically a bunt, like a sack bunt, but it's not really because it's like a dribbler. Runner gets over to third or to second. 2 down. Runner at second. So base hit could score a run. Here's Riley Green. He was involved in the 2-run homer by Torque earlier. So runner at second now. Sorry, with 2 away. Thought he got to I don't know why I thought he was at third. So it's still 1 on, 2 out. Sauce. Usually, if it's just fried chicken, I'll just eat it plain because it usually has some good spices on it. I typically like hot sauce flavors though. Like something kind of with a little bit of a kick to it. When I get wings, for example, I'm a big fan of finally when's this at bat gonna start? Oh, it's 0-2 already. Never mind. Follow the way, it'll remain 0-2. 3-0 Tigers lead. Yeah, there's some pretty hot sauces. They're pretty bad. Tasty, but fucking hot. To the point where, I don't know, it kind of actually does fuck up the taste a little bit. Oh, that'll be a ground out. All right, we'll head to the top of the 7th here. Top 7 coming up. It is 3-0 Tigers. They get another run here after a triple by Jake Rogers. Leads to an RBI base hit for Kevin McGonigal. Tigers up 3, top 7. I'm going to go get some soda pop here. I'll be back in just a moment. Eat some soda pop. I'm very thirsty. My voice is starting to crack a bit too, so I need to get something. Here, back. My throat doesn't feel so dry. What's up, Lion? What's the new Ryan Gosling movie? Barbecue sauce D? You're a barbecue sauce guy? Okay, okay. Marinara with chicken's pretty underrated. Like spaghetti sauce with it, like any kind of pasta sauce with chicken's pretty good. Yeah, Pistons move on. Vanesco back out here to work the top of the seventh. Let's see if he can keep it going. Yeah, it's been a good stream so far. I appreciate everyone leaving likes, helping the stream out. It's been helpful. Project Hail Mary. I've never seen it. I haven't really seen a movie in a while, though. In all fairness to myself. That'll be strike one, it looks like. Never mind, they didn't bat yet. I thought they threw a pitch. Strike one. Oh, no, he did. All right, it's 0-2. I thought I was right. It's 0-2. Is Project Hail Mary about football? He is like, all right. It's like the design of the Kyler Murray Hail Mary play. He plays Cliff Kingsbury. And that'll be a fly out, one away. What up, Kenny? That's because, Kenny, I'm an artist and I don't believe in seeing movies. I also don't watch television except for sports. Oh, physics and astronomy. No, I'm not into a lot of things. Sports, certain philosophy, like politics. I like funny stuff. Other than that, I don't know. I'm kind of a stickler on what I like. I'm real picky. Here's the 1-1. That'll be lined into left field. That'll probably get down for a double. It looks like it's going to be. That's never great. A 1-out double by Carter. A 1-out double. Just whatever. My main thing I like to think about or study on is kind of absurdism, the Albert Camus route, which I think leads to a sort of optimistic worldview that allows people to escape nihilism in a fun way. Where you're still kind of a nihilist, but it's like, I'm a positive nihilist. And it allows you to make a lot of meaning of the world yourself in an otherwise kind of meaningless world. That demands order and meaning, kind of creating that feeling of absurdism that people feel, that kind of chaotic anxiety people feel about the world. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. Yeah, it can be. But you also have to, that's where I think someone like Camus is important to understand. Oh, shit. Hooper just came over from the Little Caesars Arena to hang out with Paws on his birthday. I love these stupid mascots. Walden by Thoreau? Probably. I'm an English major. Do you think new Toy Story movie's going to be good? Probably not. I don't even know I don't know why they keep making them. It's 3-1. All right, it's probably time to get Vanesco out of here. Terrence McKenna. I'll have to look into him. Can't really be giving up the bottom of the lineup a bunch of hits here. This is not good. Oh, Duran got the hit. Sorry. Duran's on. They walk Smith, and now Higashioka's up. This isn't good. They should probably pull this guy before we blow the game here. Oh, they're just now getting guys warmed up. Oh, cool. Yeah, pizza's good. Really could use a double play right here to get out of this inning. They're going to kill a little bit of time here to allow pitchers to warm up. Higashioka's up with with 2 on and 1 out. Who's warming up? Finnegan? It is. Finnegan's warming up. They were probably really hoping to save him till the 8th inning. Holton started the game. He was the opener. Not really. Not for me. My life's pretty much the exact same as it was prior to COVID. I'm gonna be honest. I don't really have much change. A lot of people let things change their lives like that way too aggressively. It's just like, well, just go back to the way it was before. That's what I did. I like everything's more technical because I'm a big fan of tech, but other than that, I don't really give a fuck. Everything to me, I'm operating the same. Oh well, things were kind of shitty for a little bit. However, if you're a little younger, it can be hard to compartmentalize something like that right away. That'll be a foul ball. It's 0-2. Making some deep dish pizzas? Hell yeah, dude. It's a good way to be. Finnegan's warming up, so here's the 0-2. Fouled away, it'll remain 0-2. He fouls it off and just stays alive. Staying alive. Staying alive. Come on, ground ball, double play. Ground ball, double play, end the inning. Come on. Wild pitch, nice. Runners advance to second and third. All right, get this piece of shit out of here, dude. Jesus. Finnegan's our other closer. We shouldn't have to have 3 closers, though. 1-2. Don't know what the fuck that pitch was. What's up, Jonathan? Things are looking good. We're up 3-0 for now, but we got runners at second and third. Ball 2. Oh, come on. Sorry, I should put power lines underground. They'll concede a run for an out. It's 3-1. Runner gets over to third. So runner at third, 1 out, 2 outs. It's a 3-1 game. Not ideal. Hopefully we can get this fucking guy out of the game now. That'll be called a ball. For some reason, they don't challenge it. Ball 1 to Nemo. Top of the order here with the runner at third and 2 away. Hopefully they don't pick this run up, too. Ball 2. They're just kind of big rats. And that'll be fouled away. It'll be 2-1 now. All right, that's a better pitch. So 3 more, just like that. We can get out of this inning, but with only a run down. Here's the 2-1. 2-2, nice pitch. Jammed him up high and inside. Need one more good pitch, and maybe we can escape this inning with just a little bit of light damage. Come on, Vanesco. Throw a nice one here, kid. He threw a nice one there, kid. All right, nice job. He struck his ass out. We'll head to the bottom of the 7th. We didn't have to bring in Finnegan early. That's always really nice. That's always super idea because now we can kind of play around with the bottom of the the top of the 8th how we need to. Bottom of the 7th coming up. Torkelson, Carpenter, and Perez. Torkelson, Carpenter, and Perez. 3-1 Tigers lead. Going good, Kevin. How's it going? The Genesis, 6 conspiracy, how 6 societies and the descendants of giants plan to enslave Genuine question. Do you think that's real or just a fiction book? The descendants of giants is a hilarious phrase. If it's taken as serious, I have a lot of things to mock. But if it's just based off of a conspiracy theory and it's just like, hey, here's a fun thought experiment. It's like, oh, that's a fun idea for fiction. Oh no, it is fiction. Yeah, that's not real. I don't think there was ever a race of giant people on the planet. That makes it hilarious, ultimately. Just got home from Toledo. Sounds like a mix between Clockwork Orange. Yeah, it sounds crazy. Chronicles of Narnia. Yeah, I saw some of that movie. I got really bored of it pretty quick when I was a kid. I was like, this sucks. I like this. I got the same level of bored I got watching Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe that I got from being in church, and I was like, I'm not watching this fucking movie, and I stopped watching it. Same bored feeling I got when in church, like, oh, something deep, and then I found out that whole story is just a Christ allegory or some bullshit like that, and I went, yeah, I'm good on that. I knew I was right. I knew I was bored in the right way. Got to understand, I'm a super literate guy. I don't even remember the process of learning how to read. I think I spawned in reading. I never learned the skill to read. Like, for example, I was done with high school English in like 9th grade. I remember, no, it was 10. Yeah, it was 9th grade. Because I was taking the senior class and then like some honors class in the next semester, and then I was all done. They're like, well, now you get to do library. Which ultimately kind of makes sense, right? I have an English master's, I have an English undergrad master's degree, gonna get an MFA, then a PhD. I'm real good at the subject. After my sophomore year of high school, I did, yeah, pretty much. I don't think I got below A ever again. At my GPA to start off my sophomore year was like a 1.9. I was barely eligible. And then I graduated with a 3.3, 3.4. So I just missed out on honors, but I like 3.9 or 4.0 the rest of high school. Yeah, it is crazy. A lot of people can't. It's because they stopped teaching people how to read through phonics and sounding things out. They teach people how to read in this new stupid backwards ass way. The way to teach people is to teach people how to sound out words and teach people how words sound when together and letters sound when together. It's called phonics, like hooked on monkey phonics. Like that was a real good way to teach people how to read because it works. Because then when you learned how to sound sounds out, you can pretty much sound every word out and get it together. Now they teach people how to memorize words. Like they'll show you a word and be like, this word is memorization. Can you say memorization? They'll be like, memorization. And here's what it means. That's what memorization means. It means to remember things. Or something like whatever. You know what I mean? And then like instead of being like mem, m, m, or, zay, shun, memorization, and then sounding it out and shit. They don't teach kids how to read like that anymore. So when people, younger people encounter words that they've never seen before, they have struggle with them, and they don't know how to pronounce them, and they'll just stop that in their tracks. Like, I don't fucking know that word. um, what's up, Rosario? It was a fast semester, Kenny. Yeah, I'm happy it's summer too. It's kind of a better process than the stupid whatever the fuck it was before, where it was all just memorizing tests. I don't think people learned much anyway from that. Did it produce better results? Yeah, but I don't know. It just seems like that's how you produce, I don't know, shit workers that aren't very creative. I don't know. The old system crushed creativity, and I don't know if that's a good thing either. 3-2. Yeah, I'm sure you've never used like math or science or anything in your life. You've never read a document. You've never had to analyze anything in your life, and it's a dumb thing. You actually use the education you got in school pretty regular, believe it or not. Here's the 3-2. And that'll be a strikeout, one away. But yeah, here's Carpenter now with one out. Torque goes down. He does have a home run, though, which could be the difference in this game. I think Carp got a base hit. Nice. One on, one out. First pitch swinging gets a hit. No, education's good. I think they should go back to the way it used to be, but leave more room for creative considerations. And then maybe adopt a European method where it's like, hey, maybe some people don't go to high school. Maybe some people go to apprenticeship. That way we get all the people who don't want to be there out of there, so high school is actually like a tolerable place. I think if we do that, it actually fixes a lot of the problems. People wouldn't need private fucking schools to send their kids to anymore, I don't think. Because most of the kids who fuck around and make high schools unbearable would just go do trade school stuff and get ready to work. Because I don't know. I don't think my brother Joe or people like that, as like an example, he would have probably just been better off going to an apprenticeship right after middle school ended and getting his like a master or something, or like a certificate in something, which is the equivalent of like a high school diploma, and being ready to work as like almost like master tradesman. You know what I mean? Like they have a good amount of experience. They're ready to go. They're ready to get in like the starter role. Maybe they're like 5 years away from hitting a master themselves. I think that's a better system. It helps better prepare people for the future. And I think that's where we're heading to. Is one of the two options. High school is for college preparation. And if we could get more people who aren't going to go to college out, that would probably be helpful for that system. They already pretty much do. If you want any real money, do you think homeschool? No, I don't. I mean, a lot of the trades are oversaturated. They're probably going to be oversaturated, but I don't know. It's probably a pretty solid, steady job. If you want to do it, HVAC, that's probably always going to be needed. People are always, I don't know. It seems like as long as your body doesn't fail, the trades are a good way to go. They get the runner down to second. Lee's up now, but I think they might be pulling leader. Oh, they're going to let him finish the net. Lee? Yeah, it looks like it's just the pitching coach. Engineering's done. I wouldn't advise anyone to go into, like, there's so many engineers right now. Plus with AI, that's a field that might get wiped out. It seems like designing things in engineering would be very capable of AI. I don't know. That's a risky one. It's like going into computer science right now, completely dead field. No reason to do it anymore. Unless you're doing something weirdly specific that you have to go do that, you know. A lot of things are dying. My field's gonna die probably. But in the writing world, we kind of already have adapted AI and use it as a tool. How do we write with AI? You know, that's kind of the question we have. No, it's not too late. You can go to college whenever. There are old ass undergrads all the time. Better in college and high school. Yeah, because high school sucks. I was in a great high school. Just sucked, dude. I don't know how else to describe it. It's fucking boring. Once you start going into the things you actually want to learn in college, college is pretty great. 1-2 count here on Lee with 2 away in the bottom of the 7th. Trade route? Yeah, I mean, look into it. If you live in Michigan, I think public community colleges in your area, I think you can go to them for free in the state for 2 years and get a free associate's in Michigan. Oh yeah, Kenny. Hey, that'll be a base hit by Lee. That'll get by a diving second baseman. That'll get a run in from second. Tigers will go up 4-2 or 4-1. They get the run back here in the bottom of the 7th. Nice job by Lee. Nice to see him come through. 10 points. Hell yeah, Kenny. Yeah, well, most a lot of the secret is like I feel like a lot of people who teach at the university level would really like to teach at the high school level, but a lot of the people in high school suck to deal with. So there is this like weird tension. They're going to be pulling leader here. Where I also think that you get higher quality teachers if you remove the students who didn't want to like be in high school and they'd much rather go like learn a trade and make a little bit of money or something. I think that would make it so a lot of people who teach at the collegiate level feel more comfortable coming back down into like the high school level and teach it down there, because again, the students will be a lot more engaged. Oh yeah, dude. Because most of the people I talk to just don't want to teach high school kids, because like they're shitlords. There's a pitching change, Tyler. Oh god. Well, well, well. If it isn't Mr. fucking Trader. Tyler Alexander himself. You know, I've never heard of this guy before. He has a stupid mustache and he can't really pitch that well. My opinion. Not like he ever did anything for us. Except lose games. And you know what's funny about Tyler Alexander? If he would just stop wanting to be a starting pitcher, he could be one of the great relievers in baseball. Because he can pitch one time through a lineup unstoppably. He's very good out of a bullpen. No, addiction's real. It's like a real disease. It's like a pretty bad disease. No, I don't. I think you guys are underplaying what actual addiction is. Uh, Actual addiction's pretty fucking ugly to see. And when you actually see like what real addiction looks like, you're like, no, that's a disease. What the fuck is this? Um, it's pretty gnarly to see a real addict in action, man. It's pretty bad. And maybe you have, and I shouldn't say stuff like that, but it's like, I don't know, both my parents, one of my brothers, they've all had pretty gnarly addictions. No, it's not a disease everyone suffers from. Some people, like, for example, I don't have an addictive personality, right? I stop and quit things and start things. You know what I mean? Um, However, my dad has a hyper addictive personality. So do two of my brothers. So does my mom. Um, you know, it's a mental disease. Some people get it. Some people are prone to it. Some people aren't. And that'll be a base hit up right field. That'll get another run in from third. That's a nice job by McGonigal to drive in a second run today. Tigers go up 5-1 here in the bottom of the seventh. He's safe at third. McGonigal gets down to second on some lazy defense. 5-1 Tigers. Runners at second and third. 2 away. Let's go. Yeah, I think they can kind of pinpoint why addiction happens to what figures it in the brain, I think. Yeah, Mego, it's gnarly. Addiction's real fucking gnarly. You really wouldn't want anyone to become an addict. It's, you know, that's a rough go. And that gets down. That'll get 2 more runs in. It's 7-1 Tigers. The center fielder slides and unable to make a play. Matt Vierling drives in 2 more. It's 7-1 Detroit. All of a sudden, this is getting ugly. I'm one of them. I graduated from high school in 1973. You got your degree in 2012. Hell yeah. 2002. Hell yeah. See Lion, or whoever was talking about going to college late. Paul got his degree real late. 5 pitchers, 3 runs. Yeah, Alexander's getting smoked on. Really, it's kind of the bad defense of the Rangers that are allowing the Tigers to score here. Arguably, anyway. You think sex addiction is the worst? Food addiction is actually, I think, the worst addiction to have. Being addicted to food, anything that you have to do is the worst addiction to get addicted to. What's up, Art? Like people who actually get like legitimate food addiction, like eating addictions, like that sucks because you're going to become fat unless you get that shit under control. You're going to become probably morbidly obese to the point where you kill yourself, and that's sad. Gambling is no, I don't think so because again, it won't kill you, right? Um, it's a destructive. They're all destructive. However, I think because food and other drugs can like straight up just kill you, and food to me has this insidious nature of you have to eat. You can't stop eating to stop being addicted to food. Everything else you can eventually kind of stop with like the proper medicines, maybe through withdrawals. Food you just have to keep going. Did you see what you said? You had to overcome. Yeah, Kenny. Everyone has to overcome a lot. I'm glad it's good. Did not finish college, but did not get any honors in high school. I mean, that's awesome, Kenny. Sometimes life happens. For an inning for Detroit. We're now 6 outs away from winning this series. Yeah. Top of the 8th coming up. Kyle Finnegan will come into pitch. I'll be right back. Gonna step out, rip a smoke a couple times. Be right back. Sorry, I'm back. Oh, there's already one out. Not yet. Now there's one out. That'll be a strikeout to start off the eighth. Strikeout starts off the eighth. It's 7-1 Tigers. Is it the Eastern Conference Finals now? Oh no, there's still there's there. It's the semifinals right now for the Eastern Conference. Pistons play either the Raptors or the Cavs, and then the Knicks play the other team in the East. And the Rangers get a one-out single here by Corey Seager. Seager was having a rough day. He was 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Or 2 strikeouts. Ooh, All right, let's get back to baseball if we can. Let's hope for a double play here to get us to the bottom of the eighth and then closer to the end of the game. Knicks play the Sixers. That's a pretty fun series. New York and Philadelphia. Sure, that won't be toxic. If Cleveland wins, we're set for some pretty nice Eastern Conference semifinals, right? Detroit versus Ohio, Michigan versus Ohio, and New York versus Philadelphia. That's pretty good. Detroit, Cleveland. Those are fun little matchups. 4 cities that don't really. That's up the middle. Should be 1 at least. I don't think. Oh, they're gonna call it. He's safe at first. He's 100% going to be safe at first. They're going to say it's a double play right now, but there's no way. They kind of bobbled it a little bit at second. The play kind of ate Lee up a little bit. So we'll see. Are they challenging? Yeah, he's safe at first. They're going to challenge that shit. Unless they just let it go because they're down by 6. I doubt it. Yeah, they're challenging. It'll be runner at first with 2 away. 7-1 Tigers lead. We have to wait through a challenge here. Cavs are crushing. That makes sense. Yeah, it's the Lakers versus the Thunder and the Spurs versus who are they playing? Yeah, no problem. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. It's been a fun series. We'll see who ends up with. Well, it looks like this could end up going the Tigers' way, but. Eminem was also a pretty bad act. I think he just got one of his chips, didn't he? What year is he on? 15? Maybe 20? Oh, he's coming up on 20, actually. So. He's pretty public about that stuff, though. I think he usually posts online when he makes a major milestone with his recovery and everything. He's safe at first. Yeah, that makes sense. So there's 2 away, runner at first. Bottom or top of the 8th still. 7-1 Tigers lead. They'll continue the top of the 8th. Yeah. That's a rough thing. Drugs are a bitch. Ball 1. Berger, the hitter, here in the top of the 8th of a 7-1 Tigers lead. Tigers spring on 4 runs in the bottom of the 7th. Kind of blow this one up a little bit. And that'll be hit in the air to center field. Veerling makes the play. All right. Bottom of the 8th. Hopefully, the last time we see the Tigers back coming up, it'll be, I think Perez or I actually don't know who's up. I think it might be Keith Green and Torkelson do up. Keith Green and Torque do up here, I think, in the bottom of the 8th. We'll see who's due. Peacock Original Series, MIA. Maya, Mia, Mama Mia. You guys remember that viral tweet a couple years ago where that kid was like, Italian mobster is not an aesthetic. And he was just like freaking out on Twitter, and there was just someone going, Mamma Mia, back at him, and he's like, stop it. Fucking stop it. Let me see if I can find it. Very funny. Let me find it. I found the pictures. It's very funny. While we wait for the game to come back on. Why Mafia isn't a fucking aesthetic, a thread. I cook the pizza. See? Very funny. And then it keeps going. Again, it only gets funnier, the next one. And then there's a follow-up. I cook a meatball, a pasta linguine, it's a me, a Mario. And then they post all the bad stuff that the fascists and all the mobsters did. And then he goes, Mamma Mia. Very funny. Is it over? Well, it's 7-1 in the bottom of the 8th. Unless the Rangers have a huge 9th inning, well, maybe. Very funny. I enjoyed that quite a bit. I look at that every so often, and it makes me laugh. Food addiction comes from all about the additives and preservatives that manufacturers put into the preserve. Well, I don't know. I think a lot of addictions like dopamine and like serotonin stuff, and sometimes food just triggers that in people. But it could be like because of that stuff. I don't know. There have been gluttons throughout all of history. That's a wicked strike. 0-2. Green, Torque, and Carp. Oh, I was right. That's foul, but if it was fair, it might have been a home run. 0-2. And Green strikes out swinging, one away here in the bottom of the 8th. One time, and I felt like I was levitating. That's pretty cool. Bro was floating. Flying through the air. What do we got? 1-0. Fouled away, it's 1-1. Hitter is Torkelson, who has a 2-run homer in this game. Love strawberry ice cream is tasty. Mint cookies. Not a big fan of mint chocolate chip cookie. Here's the 1-1. 1-2. Neapolitan. Yeah, I think most ice creams are pretty good. I'm just not a big fan of mint stuff anymore as an adult. I just don't like the way it tastes. Really good vanilla ice cream is really... And Torque strikes out. No? I guess he fouled... Oh, he fouled it. Okay. It'll remain 1-2. Another foul. We'll get another one, too. Yeah. Pistachio, is that like peanut ice cream? I don't know, sometimes just vanilla ice cream just has a good taste, especially if it's mixed with like a certain kind of like, I don't know. Like if it's like got like pie and shit. Like apple pie and like a vanilla ice cream is pretty good. I know there's a name for that specifically. I just don't remember what it was. Yeah, Tork homered, Mike. Yes, sir. 2-run shot. Pretty cool. He could hit another one here. He's up. Was it 3-2 count? You never know. He struck out. 2 down now. Here's Kerry Carpenter. Yeah, vanilla ice cream is really good. I do like other flavors. I just think it's like really solid when it's done right. Yeah, I don't fuck with mint chocolate chip. I don't like the minty flavor. It like has a very what's the word? Toothpaste effect on me. Mint does. I'm like, ugh. Strike 1, 2 carp. Fucking my hair is so long. Isn't it always funny when you like sit there and wonder? It's like, someone wears a beanie a lot. Are they bald or do they have way? And it's like, oh, that person's got a lot of hair. Ben and Jerry's, yeah, they do. Most ice cream places are pretty good. Like Cold Stone. Well, I don't know about. They used to make good ice cream. I'm sure Baskin Robbins is good. Medicinal ice cream. Some candies, yeah. Vegan candies always taste like shit because you could just taste the gelatin in them. Like, ugh, or whatever the fuck they use to make that shit. Tastes like butt. And I hate them every time. You can just like taste the fucking raw, like the raw chewy material. And sometimes even in good candies, you can taste like that shitty fucking gelatin. Like faux gelatin, real gelatin, it all tastes so bad. 2-2. Have a good night, Artie. I don't eat peppermint patties. Oh, medical? Chocolate mint. Yeah, I guess it could be medical. I think it's more toothpastey. I'm not a big nut person, so I'm not a big fan of like pecans and stuff like that. 2-2 it remains. I never liked the flavor of stuff like that. I'm just always like, ugh. Another foul. Oh, wait, this might stay in play. No, it doesn't. 2-2 it'll remain. Yeah, it sounds pretty good. Detroit House of Pancakes. That's a good name. Are they like an offshoot of the International House of Pancakes? You know what I like that I haven't had in a while? Good carrot cake. That should always hit good. It's full count now on Kerry Carpenter. Bottom of the 8th, 2 away here. 7-1 Tigers lead. If you wondered why our game coverage isn't as tight as it should be, it became a blowout. That's popped up in the infield. It should be an out, but would be funny if it wasn't. Top 9 coming on up. It's 7-1 Tigers. Yeah, you could get some real shit carrot cake. Birch Smith will come into pitch for the Tigers here in the top of the 9th. Birch Smith will come into pitch, so we'll see if anyone pinch hits. But it's expected to be Carter, Duran, and Smith. Carter, Duran, Smith here in the top of the 9th of a 7-1 Tigers lead. What the hell? My screen? Oh, there we go. We're good now. Yeah, you could get some pretty bad carrot cake. I'll agree to that. But when it's good though, it's literally like the among the best of the desserts. Like the bread has to have the right flavor, and then soda, the frosting, not only has to have the right flavor, it has to have the right consistency to it, right? Because like if it's too buttery and too like over the top frosting, then it doesn't hit right, you know? It's got to be kind of like a thin frosting that's kind of like sometimes it's not always evenly applied. Carrots. I mean, are you talking about carrot cake or just carrots in general? I have a cousin in my family who can bake literally anything under the sun and better than. They should get into that then. You make some money. Make $1 million. Sell out. Have shitty little cupcakes. You know? That's a good way. But yeah, obviously carrot cake isn't good for you. It's a cake. Carrots, I think, are just good for you in general. Carrot cake, on the other hand, is cake. Holy shit. Shortstop Zach Short is back in the game, baby. Can't believe Zach Short's back in base Detroit. Oh, he's gonna play third actually. Shortstop Zach Short over in at is not playing shortstop. Short Zach Short is playing third base. So at third we have short. Normally shortstop Zach Short. Oh, I miss doing that so much. That'll be called strike one. It's 1-1 here to Carter. Burt Smith, the pitcher for the Tigers. We had to go through like 5 pitchers tonight, but that's not too bad for a bullpen day. For pitching chaos. 1-2. Well, he wasn't saying carrot cakes. He just said carrots. That'll be a fly out, one away. Yeah, Lion. No, I knew what you meant. You didn't say carrot cake. You just said carrots are good for your eye. Yeah, yeah. That just means carrots, not carrot cake. No one thinks carrot cake is good for you. Well, maybe people who are addicted to like food might be like, it's actually good for you. It's got carrots in it. You eat their carrot cake and it's got literal just chunks of carrots. Oh, Rudy Giuliani's in a medically. Ooh. Apparently, Rudy Giuliani's at the hospital. He's in critical but stable condition. He's just unhealthy, most likely. Hopefully, he's all right. You know, you don't want to hear anyone die. Blah. Saw some news pop up that he's not doing so good. Don't know if it's real though. You never know if you can believe the media. 1-1. He could just be in there because he slipped and fell, and he's just in urgent care, and everyone's like, "Oh, he's dying." It's like, oh. And that'll be a line out. Nice play by Matty V out in center field. That was a really nice play in center field to take away a hit. No reason to be doing that up 7-1, but I really like it. Nice job, Matty V. Nice diving catch. Took it right off the ground. Yeesh. Yeah, he is in the hospital. No one knows why. Rangers challenge a call. It'll be upheld as a strike. It's 1-1. Yeah, I like Italian food a lot. It's really good. I think it's fine. Time moves along. I don't think New Yorkers miss the times of 9/11. So 1-2 count here on Smith. Try to end this so I can. I thought I was going to be able to go eat. And Green tried to make a diving catch too, but it bounced out of his glove. And that'll be a single for Smith. 1 on, 2 out. Damn, Green had that shit too in the glove, but it popped out at the last second. Whose birthday is? I'm sorry. Oh, Rudy's. That's interesting. Hopefully you don't die 4 days after him. That would suck. Unless you're his age too, then you'd be like 82. Be like, nah, I lived a while. Unless you're one of the people that are like, I hope I live till I'm hundreds of years old. Fouled away, it's 1-1. Oh, Memdani. Yeah, he's a pretty young guy. The runner takes second. Smith gets down to second on defensive indifference for the Rangers. It's a 2-1 count. Come on, end the game. Grew up on the west side of the D. Had a family store down the street. Silviggio's. Oh, hell yeah. Sounds like a pretty classic kind of place. It's 3-1 count. That'll be a strike. It's 3-2. Oh, apparently he got out. All right, the game's over. All right, cool. All right, that'll be a ground out. They flip it over from second over to first. That'll end the game. Tigers win 7-1. They take the series. They get back to 18 and set. They get back over 500. 18-17 for the Tigers. A good weekend series there. Yeah, great work. That was a good game for Detroit. They came to life late in the game like they've been doing all year, 5th inning and on. They scored 2 in the 5th, 1 in the 6th, and then 4 in the 7th. So good, solid game. Veerling had a double that scored 2 in the 7th. Rogers had a triple that kind of started things off. Tork had a 2-run homer. Lee had an RBI. McGonigal had 2. Tork had 2. Veerling had 2. Pitching wise, what a good day. Have a good night, Star. His car one time and a guy died right in front. Ooh. Damn, that sucks. That's pretty crazy. All right. Here's the pitching. The Rangers played good, but they only got 1 run off of 7 hits on the Tigers and 2 walks. Really good effort. Herder picks up a win here. Hannafy, Holton started and gave us 2 1/3. He gave up 1 hit, 1 strikeout. Hannafy then came in, pitched 1 2/3, gave up 1 hit, 1 strikeout, keeps his ERA at 0. Herder came in, pitched 3 1/3. He went the majority of the game, gave up just 2 hits, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, getting his ERA down to 1.5. Vanesco came up, a call up from AAA, pitched 1 1/3, gave up 1 hit, 1 run, 1 earned, 1 walk, 2 Ks. So not a bad little debut, or not a bad appearance. Finnegan came in, did his normal thing, gave up a hit, a strikeout, and then it was his ERA's down to 5.4, 0.54. And then Birch Smith came in, gave up just a hit and a walk in an inning. Really good effort by Detroit. We'll play the Red Sox tomorrow. Let's go look at the schedule real quick, and then I'm gonna get out of here. Oh, yeah, yours is coming up pretty soon at the end of the 20 days or so. It'll ever actually load. 3, 6 o'clock. I should be able to do all these games. Yeah, looks like it. All right. Have a great night, everybody. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go get some food now and kind of wrap my night up. Have a good rest of your night. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you tomorrow for the Tigers. As always, it's go Lions, go Patriots, and of course, it's always go Tigers. And yeah, hopefully tomorrow we go to 19-17. But for now, 18-17, over 500, good series. Pretty much erased all the bad time we had on our last road trip. Have a good night. Go Tigers. Peace.